Good morning. We're here on our third episode of the Nightly News, and we're going to start with our updates of the week. To you, Chris.
Yep, thank you, Tyler. So, starting us off real quick, we didn't have a cross-country meet last week, but it was pretty tough in practices. And in volleyball news, they did unfortunately lose to Perkins County at their triangular with Paxton and Perkins County September 12th. But they did hand Paxton their very first L of the season. And then finally, they did lose their game on last Friday to Wallace.
And then the football also went to Wallace on Friday, and they unfortunately did lose 16-50. And then yesterday, JV played versus Garden County, but those results are still pending.
We got some upcoming events for you of the week. Today, the 19th, the high school volleyball team has a tournament in Maywood. Then tomorrow, the 20th, the junior high football and volleyball teams play Garden County at home. There is also a DC group meeting that day. Then Thursday, the 21st, there's a cross-country meet in Maywood. And there's also a varsity football game against Creek Valley at home. This is also parents' night, so make sure you have your parents there. And then Saturday, there's a volleyball tournament at Brady. This is a large tournament with 8 teams participating.
All right, and then we'll go ahead and move on to Tyler here with the weather.
And now we are here with you with the best segment of the whole news show, the weather. It looks like Sunday we were about 90 degrees, and then 90 for first couple days of this week, starting to cool down, about 70 by Saturday. Going to be pretty windy on Saturday, so that could be chilly. And then next week, it's going to be 70, 75, 80 by the end of next week, so that's good. Doesn't look like there's many rain chances, but we can hope. I guess I'll send God another email, see if he can send us anything. So that'll work.
Hello, we are here with our head cross-country coach. What is your name?
My name is Shane Richards.
Since this is your first year coaching, how are you liking it so far?
It's been fantastic so far. We're making big improvements. We're having a really good time, and it's just been really good. Got great bunch of athletes, good bunch of kids, and it's been super so far.
Yeah. How do you think the season's going, especially with some of the new team members that joined us this year?
Going very well, especially the new team members. We got a freshman and a sophomore out. Isaac Hoagland and Caitlin Brown are our new team members, and they're settling in and doing a really good job. Got good leadership from my seniors, and as you well know, Chris. So it's going very well.
Yeah. I'll say, what's some other things you're working on to improve our times? I know, but they don't. So
They don't. Well, this week's been pretty tough, actually, Chris. The first day we did some time 400s. It was Chili Dog Day, and some of the kids went back for seconds on Chili Dog Day, and we almost had some pukers on Monday. It was very nice. So we learned, not to do seconds on Chili Dog Day. Just a reminder to all of you out there.
And then domino effect going.
It was very nice. And then the next day we ran some hills that were very difficult. Made a couple laps on some very steep hills. No pukers that day, so that was nice.
I did get chased by a dog though.
Yeah, so we
Across
had
the park.
some dogs, a little fear running. That was fantastic. So it was all good. Yeah. So
Here's my greatest motivator. So
that's hey, whatever works. And then with a little lightning and thunder yesterday, we played some tag inside. So that was a lot of sprinting yesterday. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll have some better times at Maywood Hayes Center this upcoming week.
definitely, yeah. Follow-up question. Why do you enjoy enacting brutal acts of torture on high schoolers?
Well, sometimes high schoolers have really bad attitudes, and you just have to run it out of them. I mean, that's the best thing you can do, If they're just not behaving or not doing what they're supposed to, run them till they throw up, and it just seems to fix everything, Christopher.
I would say, yeah, it kind of sounds like the, bloodletting practices. You got to get the bad spirits out one way or another.
Absolutely, whatever it takes, Chris, whatever it takes.
And then finally, is there anything else you'd like to add for our viewers?
Hey, I'd just like to say thanks for having me on the show here, and it's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. You guys keep up the good work, and shout out to the cross-country team and the volleyball and football teams that keep up the good work, and let's just continue to have a good year.
Definitely, yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we're here with our head football coach, and what is your name?
Mr. Miller.
And how do you think the season's going so far?
Oh, it's been a great season so far. We've got a lot of kids out, got really good attitudes, and it seems like every night people get a little bit better, and we seem to play hard every game we've had so far. So it's been a real joy having those guys this year.
What are a few goals you have set for the team this year?
You know, goals are kind of funny that way. I mean, you know, obviously a guy wants to win games and do things like that, but most normally it's just having people improve from day one and until the end of the season. That's my goal every year, and of course it's going to be my goal this year too.
Does your team have any strengths this year compared to other years in the past that you did not have?
Well, you know, historically, you know, there's been years where we didn't have a lot of players, and one year I think we had 8. You know, this year we got 23, so that's one strength in itself, and also too, you know, we've got some guys with speed, and we got some younger players that are willing to go in there and make an impact and get some of the older players a rest and things like that. And I just think we got a lot of versatility, and the future's bright, I think, for South Platte football. It's going to take a while for us to get where we need to be.
Do you think this year you might have playoff potential?
Well, people ask me about that occasionally, and I don't really like to think about the playoffs until we, you know, play one game at a time. And you know, it's always a possibility. It really comes down to you have to beat good teams. It's off your record a little bit, but you have to win those games and beat a team that's equal to you or a little bit better to be able to get a shoe in. But we'll worry about that, you know, once we get down the line.
Lastly, we are here with our head volleyball coach, and what is your name?
I'm Mrs. Yeager.
And you are first-time coach for South Platte here, and how do you think the season's going so far?
The season's going great. We've been learning a ton, which is hard for, you know, fans and supporters to see because they don't get to see the practices that we do. And our record doesn't really show how great of a team we are, but when we click, and good things happen. Like we beat the undefeated team Paxton this last week. So
Yeah, and what are a few goals you've set for your team this year?
honestly, we've been working on confidence. Confidence is key when it comes to winning or doing scary things that we don't like to do, like hitting the ball so that we can get points. So that has been a major goal for all of the players at every level. And so if we hit the ball, we usually do pretty good.
Hello, we're here with the show choir leader, Mrs. Jacobs. Can you explain a little bit of what the show choir's been doing here lately?
Absolutely. We start off our year practicing the national anthem. We've learned it in 3 parts this year, which has been really fun. And we've performed for a few different games. And we also performed at Old Settlers Day in Lodgepole, so that was pretty fun. We're also working on our show choir music. And we learn all of our music at the beginning of the year. We started working on our choreography a little bit. And then we go to competition next semester in January and February.
Can you explain to our viewers that don't really have an idea what show choir is, what is show choir?
Well, show choir is a lot of really fun music just put to dance. So usually I come up with a theme and I choose songs that fit the theme, and then the choir learns them, and then we put together our choreography. And usually the theme has some kind of a message through it.
That's definitely interesting. Can we see your show choir in action?
Sure. Ready, guys?
Mango, 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 kiwi, 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 mango, 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 banana, 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 yeah.
are here with our pending result from last night. The JV football team unfortunately lost 64-31, and that was a tough loss for those guys, but hopefully they'll bounce back again in their next game.
And that should be it for our episode 3 of the Nightly News.